This is Lonnie. I am Lady Braven of the Pride, and I am passionate about inspiring, empowering, and encouraging people to be brave and stand up for themselves in a time of government corruption and medical tyranny. I am also the producer and publisher of the Brave book series. And today I have a dear friend and special guest on to talk about his chapter in my latest book, The Brave Ascending Human Consciousness. I'm just going to read out a little bio about my friend, Greg Pesemeo. Born in Poland and being familiar with the socialism, communism, Greg has been on a spiritual buffet since high school. He graduated from Western with a degree in psychology, pursuing studies in consciousness, mysticism, and philosophy, and later deepening his understanding of how we tick through the personal development field, Buddhist philosophy, and of course, in miracles. Through the application of his inner work, he's been transforming his life from a fear operating basis to one of freedom and love, and feels called to help others do the same, especially during these unprecedented times. Today, he is helpful both online, globally, and locally around Vancouver in person, drawing upon his understanding of transpersonal psycho-spirituality, shadow work, energy healing, and breathing, being certified with the Heart Math Institute and Michael Dalton's School of Bioenergy Healing. He enjoys writing, time in nature, hiking, and spreading joy. Everybody, please welcome my dear friend, Greg. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having this conversation with me.
Lonnie, thank you. Thank you so much. Like the whole thing, everything you're doing, your presence, all your contributions. Thank you. Appreciation to you.
Right, and I do want to talk about our chapter, but I also want to say that, Greg, you have actually helped me through some dark, challenging moments in the last year. We met last year, I think, at a couple different rallies, and then you came up to Squamish for the Sea to Sky Freedom Protestival that I organized, and we've been friends ever since. And I've always loved your outlook and your perspective. And I've even reached out to you a number of times when I was going through some challenges or dark times. So I just want to say that I really appreciate your friendship. I'm so grateful that you participated in this book project. And I want to start off by reading a small portion of your chapter. It's chapter number 13 in The Brave, Ascending Human Consciousness. And your chapter is called Pioneering New Earth Consciousness. Okay, so I'm just going to read out a small portion and then I will ask you some questions about it. I don't want to give away too much. I really want you guys to read this book. So I'm just giving you a little tease of this chapter. The corrupt don't do anything to us. They try to get us to create the reality they want by attempting to manipulate and steer our perceptions. We are the creators, but we let them use our creative powers to build our own prison. It is always our choice to consent. They're nothing without us. Challenging world events don't make us feel anything. We do this to ourselves. Our feelings are a function of our interpretation and mindset, which is a decision. I am in charge of my reaction and state of being, not anyone else. Concentration camp survivor Viktor Frankl states, everything can be taken away from a man, but one thing, everything can be taken away from a man, but one thing. The last of human freedoms to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. It's a really powerful statement from Viktor Frankl. So yeah, this is just a small portion of the chapter that you shared in the book, The Brave, Ascending Human Consciousness. And Greg, What I really wanted to know is, with the state of the world right now, for everyone who is maybe falling into a little bit of the darkness and the fear and the chaos of everything going on, they're slipping into those lower vibrations. What would you say to a person that came to you for some advice or help about dealing with the state of the world right now?
What do you want? First thing,
Right.
because we don't think about these things consciously. We slip in by default. You start watching the feed, the news, whatever, and your attention from the moment we wake up, check your phone, outwards, 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 and we get strung along, right? And we can see through the news cycles. They're taking your attention, your consciousness, as alluded in the beginning of the paragraph, and go this way, think about this stuff, fear about this stuff, energize and put all your attention and energy in this direction. And we start doing that. We start materializing what we think about, right? What we think about all day long, we generate, we manifest, we bring to us. So first thing is, what do you want actually? Forget about what's going on. Like, shut everything off. You know, part of my morning practice and throughout the day is I start my practice. So I take attention inwards, or in my reading, on my meditation. I'm a lot into the breathing and qigong and moving energy. So feeling good first thing in the morning and throughout the day.
Yeah.
So it's not, I'm determining my reality. Well, now that I'm feeling better and I get inspired thoughts every time I meditate and read, I start, my life starts taking form that direction positively. So I don't need the input of these perception controllers through the media and so on. I don't care about them, right? I'm just going to ride my direction. And then the guidance just comes in from there, literally. Well, what am I going to do next? Well, whatever I just got inspired by, I got an idea. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to write this. The next thing you know, I'm talking to you on this interview.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I really do believe that it has everything to do with the influences that we're allowed, or we're allowing into our lives. Like, what kind of information are we consuming and allowing to affect us? And 100%, I mean, what you focus on is going to affect your vibration, and it's also going to be affecting what you're manifesting, what you're drawing into your life. If you're focused on all of the negative things going on in the world, you're going to attract more of those negative vibrations and negative things in your life to be upset about. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because I just briefly want to talk about the fourth book, which I hope that you'll also be a part of. It's called The Brave, Manifesting New Earth. And it's all about exactly what you're talking about, our powers of manifestation and our connection to the divine. So what is it that we're focusing on? What do we want, right? So I always say that when you're riding a bike downhill, you're going to focus on all the blank spaces, right? In between the trees. You don't focus on the trees, because the second you do, you are going to hit a tree. And I know that because I've hit a tree. So yeah, 100%. Now, Greg, I personally feel like the work that I'm doing right now, I've stepped into my own calling. And I feel like this is part of my dharma, my path, and my purpose. Do you feel the same? And what do you think is the most important part of your calling? Why is your calling to do what you're doing right now as a healer, as talking about psycho-spirituality and breath work and connection to the divine? Why is that so important right now? What do you think?
Because it's what has worked to help me stay calm and grounded and stable. COVID came. I'm as happy as ever because I started the work, well, decades ago, right? In high school, I discovered this internal dimension of, through meditation. Wow, I'm so blissful, and this like second reality basically within me, which is actually the original first. What are we first? We're first spirit. We're pure energy, pure love. So because it's been just my interest, my path in this life to be pursuing and learning and reading and meditating.
Mhm.
It's been preparing me for, you know, you do the preparation, centering, practicing before crises and storms come in, so that when problems come, you're grounded. You have tools. You can be, you know, stable. So that's what happened going into COVID. Right before that, I was at the peak of my meditating all day long. I'm ready to go down to Mexico to move to a spiritual community down there. I was considering just full-time enlightenment
Mhm.
interest in that, right? So again, when the tough times came, I was fine because I understand the difference between internal reality, which is the primary reality, and external reality, which is the secondary reality. So who's in charge?
Right.
Well, we are. I am. Okay. And so again, learning the specific tools for anybody who's struggling, suffering, anxious, overwhelmed, burnout. Okay. Well, first things first. Stop. Are you breathing? Are you breathing? When's the last time you breathed? You're still holding your breath. Shallow breathing. All right. So tools, getting anchored, relaxing, breath, as simple as that, and then we can slowly build from there. Just kind of linking to the first question I didn't, so I can add on. So things are happening. I mean, people are losing jobs. You can't do this and that anymore, the mandates and so on. Okay, so how is just me meditating going to fix all that? It seems maybe detached or, you know, not grounded, not realistic. But this is the secret. This is the secret. When we connect into that quantum field out of which we all rise from, originate from this invisible field, we're like come into denser matter, and then it's like, this is our body, that's what we are. Then we have access to infinite intelligence,
Mm.
synchronicities. All the solutions are within us. The most cliche, everything's within you, answers are within you. Well, yes, take that seriously, literally. Follow it all the way down through the heart, through your internal connection to the divine, and then you're guided. And it's like, oh, well, you need money, or you not even money, you need food or specific tangible things. Well, suddenly somebody knocks on your door and here's a delivery, or here's an opportunity, here's an email. So unexpectedly, without us even having a clue where the next solution is going to come from, reality is malleable and it shifts. It's constantly shifting based on our thoughts and intentions and desires. And then it's like, oh my God, I needed this just in time. It's like, what a coincidence. So this is tuning into synchronicity. And that's how we win. That's how we manifest the new earth over these powers that claim they want power over us. It's like, no. We're getting in touch with our true base foundation of power. And then with the unlimited power of God, what can't you achieve, right? What can't you, you got everything.
Right.
That's the ride. It's a journey.
It is a journey. And like we were saying, it's like riding a wave, like a tsunami at times. And sometimes it feels a little bit overwhelming, but I think it's good to have people like you in our lives that helps us to ride those roller coasters of emotions and understand what's going on underneath. And yeah. So, what do you have going on right now as far as coaching or healing, or what are you offering right now to people?
Well, it's ongoing. It's
Mhm.
moment by moment. It's anybody who I come across on Facebook. And just in these 2 years, I wrote in the book there how I went from just living pretty modestly, quietly, privately, and then at the start of COVID, okay, let's go public. It's time to go public. It's time to go big. Like I did a lot of local work, a lot of local gatherings and healings, meditation circles. We used to do heart math meditations and things. So yeah, COVID forced me to open up. So anybody and everybody globally. So chats, I chat a lot with people all around the world. Uh,
How heart healing is that? Just to have a chat with somebody on a higher vibration, a chat with somebody that can kind of stabilize our irrational thoughts and calm us down. It's like just to have a chat. And I've called you up before just because I needed to have a chat. And it makes all of the difference in the world, actually. So, I mean,
It does. It really does. It
grateful.
really does because I mean, it's because I've seen this process happen over and over repetitively, it's 100% guaranteed. Every person I chat with feels so much better after. Oh my God, yourself, right, included. I'm really not saying some profoundly innovative things. It's just really reflecting deep truths we all already know. We just forget because we're on the surface thinking and thinking and thinking. And the braves and beta, high beta. Well, if we can, just reflect some truth and vibration. Yeah, so people are helped that way just through my ongoing conversations. I feel like a passerby in the world, just helping, just chatting, whatever, here and there. But it's not just whatever, actually, it's profound. That is the work. Mm-hmm. And so on a more formal basis, we can arrange energy healings, deeper conversations. If emotions are stirring, whatever's happening, we can discuss them deeper. We can literally do energy work to help clear all these blockages, right? We can physically and energetically start clearing and moving energy, which is connected always to stored, trapped emotions, feelings that have been blocked, stuffed up in the body over, years, decades of suppression and repression, which are also then linked to, the thoughts and the beliefs that we use to stuff those feelings down.
Right.
And so that's why I always psycho-spiritual, emotional, it comes back to ultimately, how are we using this thinking processor that determines everything? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we can meet up here in person, online, we could do online. Mm-hmm. There's a variation of online chats. I always call them chats because anything else sounds a bit too formal, and I don't want to get sounding too formal.
Yeah, let's not sound too formal. But with everything happening in the world, I kind of feel like at this particular time, I've gone through a lot of challenges, especially in even the last couple of weeks or the last month. And for myself, I feel like all of those challenges are happening for a reason. And I could say that I'm completing my karmic cycles. I'm learning some very important lessons. I'm healing from some past traumas that needed to come up. But I've gone through a little bit of a roller coaster myself with a number of challenges. But what I realized is, A, I asked for it. I asked for these things to come back. And B, by processing those challenges, those heartbreaks or heartaches, I'm actually taking back my power. Mm-hmm. So I'm actually elevating my own frequency, healing from past trauma, and expanding my consciousness, completing my karmic cycles, and then freeing myself to move forward without anything holding me back anymore. And it's such an important time. Like right now, I think a lot of people are going through some difficult times, whether it be breakups, getting their heart broken, financial concerns. So many people have lost their jobs and they've lost their income, health problems. I've gone through some health problems in the last couple of weeks. Losing loved ones, losing friendships. Oh my goodness, the world is in turmoil right now. But again, everything is perspective. And I believe it's all happening for a reason. I have one more question for you from the big picture perspective. If you were to zoom out and watch what's happening on the planet right now, what do you have to say for those who are getting caught up in the minutia and the details and everything that they see on TV? What do you have to say to those people?
It's the most exciting time ever in the history. Our history has been accumulating, building to this grand event. It's been prophesized, whatever lineage or Bible you want to talk about, it's coming, the Great Awakening. Now, learning and growth, I love to learn and grow, and I learned this when I was young. I want to learn and grow. Well, guess what? It doesn't mean that it's going to be this lovely, beautiful feeling. It's just going to be growing and learning.
No.
It comes through pain, uncomfortable feelings, challenges. Like
I always say that we're all forged by the fire. So yes.
Yeah. So diving headfirst into the challenges is a great. I don't know if I wrote that in there, maybe not. Is what one of the pieces of advice I've read. my best friend's father, who was actually brought me originally into the New Age when I was in high school. And so I was going through a problem relationship at the time, I think. And I just remember him already way back then, Greg, dive in head first into these challenges. So all of these different issues everybody has that we're resisting and we wish were not occurring, and we're trying to like fight and resist and tense, and it's like, that's the wrong, you're actually reinforcing the problem by contracting. So diving headfirst into it in full acceptance, there's huge lessons to be grown, to be benefited out of all this. Right. So on the surface, yes, it looks scary. Ooh, digital IDs coming, all of that. What are we going to do? But we cannot lose touch with the bigger picture. This is happening so that our insecurities and our weaknesses and our little beliefs come to the surface. All right, how big and powerful are we really? We're finding out. This is the practice. This is the training. Yeah. So yeah, big picture. It's. I'm glad you mentioned that, because without that, without always coming out to the bigger picture, we're treading water. We're drowning. You don't see hope or optimism around the corner. Mm-hmm. But no, it has happening for the big show. The big show. I mean, it's an evolution. Just to summarize, it's basically the evolution of humanity has been going, and it's about to take a quantum leap energetically in terms of densities. Everything's vibration and frequency, where we've been at the third density of vibration, and we're now trying to make this, and it's painfully awkward, it's a growing pain, to a whole new paradigm of reality. That's why I'm so optimistic. It's called evolution. You don't not go there. We are going there. It's already happened. You know, technically Earth has been in the fourth density now since 2012, but because there's a time delay in cause and effect, it takes all these years for us to now slowly start to catch up. That's why all this stuff has to be cleared up first and taken care of the old system, so that we can get to a harmonious reality where everybody's equal. Common sense, really common sense to me. Yeah.
I love it. And it's only common sense for people who have common sense. But I love it. I share your perspective, and I share your optimism and your belief in all the good things coming, because that's exactly what we're doing right now. We're shining light on the darkness. We're exposing all of the corruption. And this is the uncomfortable part, where we actually have to learn the truth about what's been going on in our planet. And whether people are ready for it or not, the truth is all coming out. And so it's a great revealing right now. The Great Awakening is also revealing the true nature of our reality. And I think I agree with absolutely everything you've said. This is all about the Great Awakening and the golden age of humanity and manifesting new earth and the fifth dimension, the age of Aquarius. All of these things have been prophesized and foretold in over 30 different cultures and religions around the world. So everything is happening exactly the way that it was always meant to happen. And there's nothing that can stop that process. So I've always been an optimist, but I truly believe in the good things coming. I believe that there is so much to look forward to. And in addition to that, from my perspective, if I can hold on to this perspective and maintain it, it's all a big show. This is all just a big facade, and everything going on around the world, it's all just theater, really. And it's all happening for a reason. And that reason is to help wake up humanity and wake them up to the reality and of what's really happening and what's possible for our future. And to remove all of the systems of slavery and the corrupt systems that have been in place for our entire lives and thousands of years. Everything is coming to an end, and everything is coming to a new beginning. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so
now we are the co-creators in all of this. We are creators, but we are co-creators. We are together through, again, our attention, our focus all day long. We are now, that's our active component. Right. Yeah. Making the decisions to be not victims and helpless and powerful and, oh, no, they were doing this. No, it's rising always above. We're always above them.
Yeah, you know, I think all of the people in this position, the people who I don't necessarily like all of the labels, but I do consider you a light worker. I consider me a light worker. We're working with the light. We're transmuting the darkness. We're helping people understand what's going on right now so that we can move forward into the light. And I think that our role is really important in the world right now, and everything that you have to share and the light that you have to share that comes straight from your heart, and you can feel it too in a conversation with you. You can feel that radiance and that love. I think that's so important, and I'm so grateful for you sharing your chapter. It's called Pioneering New Earth Consciousness. I absolutely love it, and it's the third book. Everybody, it's the third book in my Brave book series, the third book out of 4 at this time. I haven't started on the 4th book, but I will be starting it next month. I'm doing a promotional and marketing series right now for all of the books, and I'm also transcribing all of the books or narrating all of the books into audiobooks because that was highly requested. I also want to show you the first 2 books. Courage During COVID. This is green because it activates the heart chakra. Speaking Truth to Power. Blue because it activates the throat chakra. And it helps you to find your voice and speak out against corruption. So those are the 3 books. And Greg, I was wondering if you would like to share how people can get a hold of you if they wanted to even have a conversation with you or do some coaching with you, some psycho-spirituality coaching, or if they're just having a really chaotic, dark time that they needed to process and they needed somebody with your understanding and perception to help them do that. How would somebody get a hold of you?
Mm-hmm. I'm quite active on Facebook.
Okay.
The Sinking Ship Facebook.
Yeah.
Or email, just email. That's standard. Anybody can reach me through Pesemeo at protonmail.com or on Facebook. It's
and
Greg Pesemeo.
I will put all of those links in the description of this video if anybody wants to get a hold of Greg. And Greg, do you have anything else that you want to say before we go?
Well, the power's always been within us. That's just the going away, never to forget that in any moment, the divine realm of love and support and helpers and God and angels and all of our ancestors are always with us in every moment, still right now, even as you stand up and walk across the room. They're always holding and comforting and supporting and directing and helping and guiding us. If we would just take our little blinders off and be like, oh my God, there's been help always right here, right in front of my face, but I was too caught up in my anxiety to even notice, too worried. So calming in the presence, we're always guided and supported. In the heart, take a breath. I mean, as simple as put your hand on your heart, take a breath. Gratitude and love. Sink into that, and that's your path home.
I love it. Thank you very much. And thank you for talking about your chapter and the book. For everyone else, this is my new YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, share with your friends that need a little bit of inspiration to be brave, because all of the content on this channel is going to be inspiring, encouraging, and empowering people to be brave, because courage is contagious. So thank you very much for watching. And we will see you the next time. Thank you.